Hey everyone, welcome to another cast by HD Phoenix. This is going to be a great game because once again, it is on the Korean servers at the 2 o'clock position. We do have oGsTOP, and in the 8 o'clock position as the blue Zerg, we do have mOOnGLaDe. Now, Glade has been playing a lot on the Korean servers simply because he's really wanting to get much better, and the best players are playing on Korea. Not just Korean players, but the GSL, because of the GSL, so many teams have come over, like SK, like Team Liquid, and this is the place to play if you really want to improve. And oGsTOP needs no introduction. He's most likely the best player on OGS team right now. And OGS has a pretty stellar lineup because they used to have oGsCool, which everybody now knows as Fruit Dealer, and recently Nada has joined the team. So even the StarCraft 1 Legend of Nada is joining OGS. So this is an extremely strong clan, and Glade is most likely the best player on the C service, so this is going to be a very interesting match. But looking at Glade's overlord, he's going to be very happy to come over here and see that the Terran player is not there. So he's going to know it's going to be some kind of cross spawn. It's going to give him the confidence, most likely to get a early expansion, probably either a 15 or 14 hatch, and it's going to be up to oGsTOP to see if he can put any kind of early pressure. Now, this guy, though, is known for very creative Reaper plays, putting a lot of pressure. Even with the Reaper nerf, he still continues to get Reapers. Now, the positioning of this barracks is probably telling me he's not going to go any kind of Reapers, because if you want to go Reapers, you want to put your barracks here and get your tech lab over here. And by now, yeah, there we go. By now, you're most likely going to want to get your gas. So this is still a possible Reaper build, but yeah, there we go. Glade is throwing down his hatchery, but it's going to be up to oGsTOP to see if he can put any kind of early pressure and deny this. Because if you let a Zerg macro up too hard, then if you can play like Fruit Dealer style, you just have the minimal defense and you spend all your lava on workers, and then by around the 10 to 12 minute mark, you just spam units because you have the economy and you just steamroll the other guy. Because for example, a Terran, if they have 3 barracks, they can only make 3 units at a time, unless they have a reactor. Then they can produce maybe 6 units if they all have reactors. But the unit production, for most other races, like for Protoss and Terran, they can only make things, one by one. And for Zerg, if you want to make 19 units and you have 19 lava, you can immediately make it if you have the income. So it's going to be up to oGsTOP to see if he can put any kind of early pressure. But by Glade stealing this gas, he's going to basically keep this Marine in the base. And instead of this Marine walking across the field to do some kind of damage, maybe put a bunker over here, he is going to be hacking away at this gas. And this tells me a few things, because remember, oGsTOP is not going Reapers, he is going Factory. So oGsTOP really needs to kill this gas as soon as possible, because if you're going to go for some kind of Destiny Cloud Fizz build, which is 1 barracks into 1 factory into 1 starport, then you're going to really need your early gas. And oh, look at that, because he can't get this early gas, oGsTOP is already modifying his build. He is actually going for a very fast command center. So this is not really a 1 barracks into FE, a fast expansion. He's going to be a 1 racks into factory with a tech lab, interestingly enough, into a FE. But this Marine has gotta be tired. He's been shooting away at this extractor for like probably 2 minutes now. And looking on the income tab, Glade is slightly ahead. He is 23 over 20, but notice on the armies tab, he has 0 units, only now just throwing down his first Prime Crawler, because he knows that, okay, look, he sees oGsTOP making only 1 Marine, so that means, okay, he's not going for any kind of bio ball by inference. Now, Glade really should be checking this with his overlords. Yeah, the overlords are going to move out now, because once he's lost sight, because he really wants to see what kind of composition, because technically, oGsTOP could have just kept his Marine here and then had a huge ball of Marines and Marauders over here and push out right now and actually do quite significant damage, because mOOnGLaDe still only has 0 army. He hasn't even made a single pair of Zerglings, so Glade is being very greedy, relying on that initial drone as a scout, and now these overlords. But this overlord is going to take a look and see what the heck. There's 2 command centers, so okay, this is really strange, but I think I can fathom why oGsTOP is doing this, because he knows that, okay, look, if Glade is going to be defensive, then I'm going to be defensive too, and I'm going to get a second command center, because remember, a single mule gives 360 minerals, and a command center with the orbital command upgrade costs 550. So if you drop 2 mules, you get the price of your command center back, and this Hellion's going to die because speed is done for these Zerglings. But the Hellion has seen everything he wanted to see. He knows that Glade is playing economical. Glade is only on 1 gas. Look at that. Glade is getting his 2nd gas. Immediately as this Hellion dies, he's getting his 3rd gas. So Glade just basically wanted to make sure that, okay, look, I'm not going some Hellion kind of build. I'm just going to most likely play Roach just because I only have 2 gas. But as soon as he killed that Hellion, he dropped his Spire, he drops 4 gas, and he's going to go for some kind of Muno-based play. Meanwhile, on oGsTOP, he's playing extremely defensive. He's getting a bunker. This barrack is such a nice position. Look at this fantastic wall off. Like Day9 always talking about how you can control space. And this is the perfect way to control space, because if you have your units here, if you have Zergling run-bys, you get your SCVs to attack, they make a wall here, your tanks have perfect cover, your Marines are in range, and this is really, really strong defense by oGsTOP. But I really don't know if this is really the right thing to do, because he's basically allowing Glade to have free macro, and you do not ever want to let a Zerg get free macro. You want to have some kind of harass, because if you let the Zerg get free macro, you know, especially a Zerg of Glade's caliber, he is just going to, okay, you know, you're going to macro up, I'm going to macro up, and I know at the mid-game, I'm going to be able to spam more units than you can reproduce. I'm going to build an army, you build an army, we're going to clash, we trade armies, and then I'm going to be able to rebuild my army much, much faster, and I'm just going to destroy you after that. oGsTOP very wisely is keeping an SCV here. Okay, there we go. I was just about to say, once Glade throws that 3rd hatchery down and the creep spread comes over here, he's going to know that pretty much the timing of when Glade is going to get his Glade. I should call him mOOnGLaDe, but I'm just going to call him Glade out of habit. Going to see when Glade is going to get his 3rd, but looking on the incomes tab, they are dead even. So even though Glade is getting his 3rd, in terms of saturation of workers, he's just fine. But these 6 units are going to be able to do quite a bit of economic harass. oGsTOP being the top player he is, he already knows that the timing of it. He already has 2 missile turrets up. He has an armory and a factory already with, and he's making a Thor. He is a little bit supply blocked. But that's the beautiful thing by having 3 command centers with all with orbital command. He's going to be able to call down extra supply and basically allow him not to get supply blocked. But until then, he's going to be in serious trouble, because looking on the units tab, he only has 3 Marines. He has no Thors. He has 5 tanks, which is way more tanks than he should have. He really should have had a Thor out by now, because 1 Thor would have repelled this attack. He is losing a lot of harvesters. That's probably the 5th harvester he lost, and Glade hasn't lost a single Mutalisk yet. And he's just flying around and just creating havoc, picking off these SCVs. And these SCVs, I don't think Glade's going to even allow any of these missile turrets to go up. And until this Thor is going to be, where is that Thor? There's the Thor. And until this Thor is finished built, I guess there's nothing much that oGsTOP can do. He's losing so much mining time. He's effectively forced onto 1 base. And actually, if Glade is assuming that there are missile turrets down here, but there's only 3 Marines. Glade really should be swinging down here at least to take a peek and see if there's any missile turrets, but he's going to be content to snipe down this supply depot before this Thor comes out. This Thor is going to come over here and shoot these Mutalisks away. And yeah, 1 Mutalisk finally goes down. And Glade is going to fly over here. He says, hey, wait a minute, there's no missile turrets here. He snipes out the mule, and meanwhile, the thing is the macro of Glade is just kicking in. Looking on the production tab, he's making centrifugal hooks, he's making roach warrants, he's getting his saturation up, and he's pulled way ahead, 61 workers over 50, and we are at the 12-minute mark. So this is what I mean, that Glade is even getting his 4th. This is what I mean, that if Glade has 6 gas, he has 60 workers. He has a lot of Mutalisks to keep you in the base, and if you don't put any pressure on Glade right now, he is just going to mass up a massive army. And then when you finally do have your push, and here comes the push by OGS, but this is so little anti-air. We're talking 1 Thor. We have a 2nd Thor on the way, and all the Marines go down. But 5 tanks and 2 Thors is not going to be enough, especially if these Mutalisks have any kind of support. Looking at the units tab, do these Mutalisks have any support? They do have 20 Zerglings, that's it. The 20 Zerglings will instantly vaporize to this many tanks. But you're going to basically allow Glade to macro up once again. And looking at the income tab, 63 over 57. I really like the fact that oGsTOP is getting this gold and is going to secure it. So he's at least not going to fall behind in the macro. But what I really, really worry about is oGsTOP is playing pure mech. Now the thing is, pure mech is really, really strong against Zergling Muta. Did I just say Zergling Muta? I mean Mutaling. Yeah, Mutaling is what it is. It's really, really strong because the tanks are going to be able to destroy any kind of Zerglings. You put your Thors in front to tank for your for your tanks, and then the Thors just absolutely destroy the mutas. But the thing is, with a Zerg, you're going to be instantly able to switch into roaches, and that's exactly what we see from Glade. He is swapped completely into roaches. He has 12 more roaches on the way. He's not making any more Zerglings and mutas, and roaches absolutely destroy mech. It is the pure counter to mech, because these roaches have so much health. They have 1 armor also, and here comes the push, and I think oGsTOP is in a lot of trouble right now. There are just so many roaches. They're able to one-shot these tanks. All the tanks go down, and these Thors do very, very poorly against roaches, and the roaches are able to one-shot the Thor. There are 1 Thor left, and the one last Thor goes down, and looking on the units lost, look at that. oGsTOP has lost 5,200 minerals worth of resources worth of units, and oGlade has only lost 2,004. We have 16 more mutas, 16 more roaches on the way, and these Thors are in a lot of trouble. They move so slow, and they're just going to be taken out very, very, very quickly. And this is the exact counter to Terran mech play. You just cannot afford to go pure mech. oGsTOP really needs Marauders to soak up damage for these tanks, because tanks are 125 gas. That is so expensive. And if you get Marauders almost have as much health as a tank, and they're much cheaper. They are 125 minerals, 25 gas only, and they have Stimpack. They do so much damage to a roach. But oGsTOP, basically GG's. We have 17 more roaches by Glade. Here are the other 17 roaches, and it was essentially oGsTOP didn't put any pressure on the Zerg. Zerg's on 4 base, 6 gas, and wow, like I would have really liked to see oGsTOP go for his trademark play of getting some kind of Reapers. He had Thors, he had a lot of tanks. I would have liked to see some kind of tank drops with marine support, but well, I don't know if that would really work against Glade, because he's known to repel drops really well. But there was absolutely zero pressure by top, and when you let a Zerg, like right now we're at the 15-minute mark. If you look at the timer on the left side, you let a Zerg macro up like that, then they're just going to spam units on the production tab. Missiles 2, Carapace 2, 17 roaches and more drones, and yeah, you're just going to get crushed. But what a game. Kudos to Glade, able to take another game off a very, very high level Korean player, and I wish you all the best. Glade, you should really take part in GSL. But I wish Top all the best in GSL 3. I know he made it really, really high in GSL 2. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next game. This is HD Phoenix, signing out.